When do we go to our first commercial, and then we'll spend an extra few minutes with our guest, the Love Doctor. Well,
That's
no.
right.
Go ahead. Sorry, you do
Commercial.
that. You do that.
I just did.
Okay. Are we on commercial?
Yes, we are.
Okay. You want to come on down? It's very exciting, isn't it? Not at all. You guys can yell. Are we on the air? We're not
Yeah.
on the air.
No.
Can you?
Yes.
You guys can like yell and stuff at us and
Okay.
hoot and holler and all that.
Commercials.
Please
Commercials
do.
over.
Please, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm talking to our studio audience. With 3 people in our studio audience
That's
today.
right.
I'm so excited about that.
I need to get to my intro.
I know, but I'm excited about our studio audience. I'm like distracted, and I told them they are allowed to heckle us.
That's
which
true.
Kind of takes the fun out of the
That's
heckling
true.
in the first place. If you're told that you're allowed to heckle, then that kind of
All right.
demeans
Well.
the purpose of the.
They call me Dr. Love. They call me Dr. Love.
Did you guess that?
Because you're thinking, oh, Dr.
I think I'm offended.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
that's the show.
Is that who is that?
Absolutely. Today,
that-
joining us in the studio, we've got Laura Demetrician, and she graduated from Fuller Theological Seminary with a master's degree in marriage and family therapy.
She did, and I asked her to come on the show, and I'm excited. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Awesome.
How do you find Tip City? You enjoying your practice?
I love it.
Really?
I love it. You know, I don't live in Tip City. I didn't think my clients would want to see me everywhere walking down the street.
Walking the dog and all that.
But yeah, I love it. It's
There's the lady I
beautiful.
talked to. Ah.
It's so calm and peaceful, and the people are so friendly.
I like your location for your office. It's
Yeah,
really
I do.
nice. Can you tell us about that, where you're at?
Well, I'm located by the intersection of First Street and Main Street, across the street from Tony's Bada Bing. Bar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you ever get any business from them for like 3 in the morning? Some
Well-
stumbling people?
Well, I'm not normally in my office
Oh,
at
okay.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, 3 in the
so
morning,
That's
it,
good.
it might not be a good time for you to be open.
Probably not very safe.
No.
Yeah.
I do get some people stumbling in front of my place of business, but not that late. I see them stumbling to Tony's at midnight, but I
Right.
don't get them when they're headed home, usually.
Kind of missed that. Yeah. So, yeah, you're located right there.
In the
Let's see.
red building. You're in the cool red building.
Well,
which-
it's painted now. It's painted like a tan, but it used to be
Mhm.
Oh, that's
kind
right.
of a red. Yeah.
I
It's
almost
gorgeous.
bought that building
Did you
when it
really?
was on the market.
I think 10 people have told me that.
Yeah,
It's a
it
great
was
building.
very popular building for people to walk through and tour, and then
Right.
say, "No, I'm not interested." But
Well,
it's
I
an
love my
interesting
office.
space. It really is.
I love my office. It's got a private entrance.
That's
so
cool.
Mhm.
yeah,
So, what
great.
is IMFT?
independent marriage and family therapist. Yeah, it's a new
Okay.
license in Ohio, so not a lot of people have heard of it. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I specialize in couples and marriage, and I love it.
And when did you open your practice? It's been
Well, I opened my practice here about a year ago.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been working with couples for about 4 or 5 years, and in counseling for 8 or 9.
I tried to get my wife to come on the show today so we could have like a real world experiment, but
That would have
she-
been fun.
she refused, and then she got in her car and drove away. So I don't know what that means.
You chased her
I
away.
did. I chased her away. I said, "There's a marriage counselor on the show today." She's
Yeah.
like, "What?" I thought it'd be fun, there you go.
That would be fun, actually.
It would be. So, do you get a lot of couples, or is it
I
all
do.
couples, or is it?
It's probably about 95%
Mm-hmm.
couples. I do see some individuals, but yeah, it's my practice is growing, and
Mm-hmm.
I work part time, but that's what I choose, and I have 2 small kids and a busy husband, so
There you go. You got to
Yeah.
keep them happy. Got to keep them
yeah.
all happy.
Oh yeah.
So, why? I'm just curious. Why would single people come? They're not single. They're just coming
Not
in on their own.
necessarily single. I
Okay.
mean, I'm a counselor,
Mhm.
so I'm trained in lots of different other kinds, but I just prefer to, and I specialize in seeing couples. Sometimes a husband or a wife, their husband won't come with them,
Right.
or so they're coming alone, or sometimes people are figuring out what they want to do or how they can fix a situation. Sometimes their partner doesn't want to come in, so they come in alone.
So they come in to get.
How do you
so
deal
they-
with that then? If you have one member of the couple
Mm-hmm.
that wants some help, wants some support.
Yeah.
or they're
from
just
you.
looking for advice.
Right, and the other person doesn't want to have anything to do with that, right? They don't want to, at least right now, repair that relationship. How do you deal with that?
Well, sometimes it's not that they don't want to repair the relationship. They're just afraid of going to counseling, or embarrassed or just don't want to. So how I work with that is I, ask them what they want to work on. And, it does take two people to have a great marriage, but one person can influence the relationship in a tremendous way. I mean, when we're open, when we're communicating, we create an environment that fosters that. So there's definitely one person can do something for the marriage.
Right.
I could see where people might think of going to couples counseling as like that's an admission that their relationship is not doing well. So I could see why there might be some reluctance to do that. And I think it's interesting that one member of a marriage might go and seek out. And I guess they're kind of testing the waters to find out if this is something that would be helpful. I have friends that are separating right now, and the husband will not. I guess it's still husband. The husband will not go with her, and she wants to have marriage counseling. I guess that's he doesn't want to admit that there's a problem, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of times people come in too late, and they know
really?
it. Yeah, they'll say, I wish we had come 5 years ago or 8 months ago. Unfortunately, a lot of times people will come after they've already seen lawyers and they're already separated.
And they're already angry, very angry with each other.
Yeah, and I mean, I have clients who have been separated and have gone back to even divorce.
Really?
And gotten back together. So, I mean,
Do you
it's
get invited
never
to the
too
wedding
late.
when that happens?
I have been invited
Really?
to weddings,
Ah,
but
cool.
I haven't gone to any.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to have to explain who I am.
Yeah,
and-
that's not good.
yeah.
They were broken up, and now they're back together, and it's
I'm
because
with-
of me.
I'm with the groom
I'm with the groom and the
and the bride.
Yeah. Where do you sit? You have to stand in the back, in the middle, back
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Where do you sit? That's the question. Where do you
Maybe
sit?
maybe just go right up next to the pastor. I don't
Maybe
know.
there
yeah.
you just stand in the middle behind the priest and just
That's right. That was me.
yeah. I'm right back, I'm back here. Hold up your business cards. See
If
there?
if anyone needs a counselor.
Here we
It
go.
works. It works.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that your practice is doing well.
It
That's a nice space in there, but the parking is kind of an issue around in that part, right? Because you're across from me, and it's hard to get
Yeah.
people to come and try out everything. When for me, it's a lot easier because it's retail.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're having success in there.
Yeah, I am. I love it. Love the couples I work with.
That's
I
cool.
work with all kinds of different people. Lawyers, accountants, people in their 60s, people in their 20s, people that are dating. They don't know if they want to get married or not.
right.
I love it.
That's cool.
So
most of the time.
It's nice to be able to affect that kind of change in a person's life.
It is very rewarding.
Is it mostly listening and being a
It-
counselor for them, and
You know,
or
I-
do you suggest? Is it more suggesting?
You
or
know,
is it more
it's kind of different from session to session. When I first meet people, I listen a lot. I want to watch. I want to observe. I want to tune in, like what's really going on. Not just the words that they're saying, but the interaction between the two
Right.
people. And then as things go on, I do some kind of education, like relationship education. I may point out things. I may give homework assignments. It just kind of depends with the couple and the situation. I'm not real into telling people what to do because no one really wants to be told what to do.
right?
Right.
I mean, I know I don't.
Well, they're
If they
probably
ask,
already,
I'll tell them what I think. But
Yeah. People in the room are probably already resistant to the whole concept. So if you're
yeah.
telling them what to do, I like the idea of homework. What kind of marriage homework would you give?
Well, there's amazing books out there that I'll give them some suggestions. I always advise to have more fun. I think that's the most underrated marriage advice out there. Going on dates, carving out time together, being silly, being playful like you were when you started dating. I think that's the number one thing that I advise. At least in the first session, I will almost always ask them to schedule a date night, schedule something fun. And you know what? A lot of times couples are arguing a lot and they don't want to be around each other. Then I'll say, go watch a movie so you don't have to talk. At least
Right.
having some positive momentum, some positive experiences. I think that's the way to start.
being together but not wanting to kill each other is nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
I like spontaneity. I think that's a good
absolutely.
thing also.
Yeah, I
Getting
think as
out
we
and
get
doing
older,
fun.
we forget to be spontaneous. We got all the responsibilities, kids
I have a
and
Google
jobs
calendar and it's full. Okay, of stuff. I have like all these different colors, and I know I've got to be here then and there then, and It's hard to be spontaneous, but I think you're right. I think having fun is a big deal.
And maybe you have to schedule it in your Google Calendar.
Yeah, schedule fun.
Yeah, sometimes
At this point in my
I would
day,
like to have some
on
fun.
Next Tuesday, I'm going to be spontaneous.
Ooh.
Yeah, at 1:30.
From 1:30 to
From
2.
1:30 to 2:30, I'm going to be spontaneous next week. I don't know what I'm doing for that time. I don't.
Yeah, don't plan it until it comes.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's spontaneous.
That's right. This whole show's spontaneous.
It is. I know. We're making it up as we
What are you talking about?
We're usually much more organized than this.
Well, no, that's fine. That's how my sessions are. You just kind of,
Go with the
it.
flow.
Yeah.
Go with flow.
Sure.
Now you mentioned